What the hell did we just watch, man? Bournemouth 1, Tottenham 0. And it's Thomas Frank's first loss in the Premier League. It's our first loss of this season in the Premier League, and a deserved one. You can't even deny that. Looking at that performance, that is a deserved loss. When you go through 90 minutes of a fixture playing in Gear 1, you don't get to just try and shift it into Gear 5 in stoppage time and think you can walk away with something. Nah. Poor all round today. That was a horror performance. Back to front, dugout to pitch, whichever way you want to look at it. You thought, after the euphoria of the last kind of 24 hours, we would kind of be coming into this game with a bit of excitement, with a bit of energy, with a bit of a new feel around the club. And Xavi Simons, I'm ashamed that this had to be the first game that you watched, because that might have been one of the worst performances I've seen in a while. And we saw a lot of bad performances last year, but today, that was borderline pathetic. No, it wasn't even borderline. It was pathetic, honestly. We played with no heart. We played with no rhythm. We played like 11 strangers out there today. And listen, credit to Bournemouth. They came and set up right. I feel like Andoni Iraola, one thing he's always done when he comes and plays against us, he always sets up well. Pressing wise, in terms of chasing us and harassing us for everything, they were like dogs today out there. So fair play to him. But in terms of us turning up and doing what we're supposed to do, we didn't do that today. Listen, one of the things when Thomas Frank came in, we said him bringing a bunch of different systems is going to be a great thing. But today, I don't think the 4-3-3 really helped us. I think we needed to be on the front foot. We needed to dominate possession, and we did dominate possession in the first half. I think we had 60% possession, but we went into the half with 0 shots. Not 0 shots on target, 0 shots in total. That is poor, brother. And you could tell the kind of lack of energy we started the game with. Romero just falls asleep. Evan Nilsson on his shoulder comes back off from an offside position, curves his run and just boop, pops it in, no problem, 1-0 down. You're like, hey, is this the kind of long day we're in for? Indeed you are. Indeed you are. That system I was talking about, like, you've got Palhinha at the base of it, you've got Bentancur and Sarr on either side of midfield. Every time today it felt like the defence tried to build out from the back. We had nothing. Literally nothing in front of them. Palhinha, I think today we saw for the first time the limitations on his game. You saw that, listen, as a destroyer, as a pure DM who's going to break the game up and disrupt teams' offense, disrupt teams' rhythms, he is going to be fantastic for that. But in games where you need to be the dominant team, you're going to have most of the possession, you want to create from the back, he isn't needed for those types of games, in my opinion. And today, that was highlighted very much. Every time he got the ball, it just felt like he got caught under his feet. It was almost like Bournemouth pressed him relentlessly, knowing that he is almost going to be a trigger. And Sarr and Bentancur weren't really that great either in offering options as well. Sarr was missing at some points in the first half. But it was just poor. We just couldn't build out anything. And then making sloppy mistakes in the defense as well, where we're just getting caught on the ball, doing silly stuff. And it was just really, really bad today, honestly. And it wasn't just the defense. It wasn't just the midfield, but the attack as well. Non-existent, I'm not going to lie to you. Richarlison, I felt like today we were back to default settings almost. And this was the concern as to what I said in the last match review, where he can be good for a game. He can be good for 2 games. Can you be good for 3? Can you be good for 4? Can you be good for 5? Consistency is what's going to matter for Richarlison this season. And especially when I look at my bench and I don't see Dominic Solanke. Brother, I need you to step up even more today. And unfortunately, we got what we got. And that was the typical Richarlison that we know, to be honest. And I don't want to almost, go at him, but that was really poor today. Brennan Johnson as well. Listen, normally I always say, if you contribute, brother, you get me a goal, you get me an assist, I'm willing to overlook some stuff. But today, it felt like he was out there playing with his shoes tied together. Couldn't beat a man to save his life. Couldn't get any form of... Couldn't be an outlet for us at all. And there were so many times where you're thinking, okay, if passing out of the back and building through the midfield isn't working, can we at least go direct? Can we at least go into the channels? You've got Kudus on the right, you've got Brennan Johnson on the left, two pacey guys who can attack space. Brennan Johnson, non-existent today. Kudus, completely nullified today. Very predictable as well. And in the second half, he started to get a bit more on the ball, but wants to come in on the left, cross it. Wants to come in on the left, shoot. And in the last 10 minutes, you want to go on the outside, and it's not working. And that's what I felt like was the theme of the whole game, where we played in gear 1 for 85 minutes, and then in the last 10 minutes, all of a sudden, when all the subs are on, we want to just try and think, you know what? Fuck it, we'll go for it. We'll try and sneak something. Nah, you can't get away with that. You can't get away with that, especially against a well-drilled side like Iraola has. Especially against a hard-working side like they were today. And listen, if it wasn't for Vicario today, Lord have mercy. Because it could have been 4, it could have been 5, it could have been 6. And I'm not even joking. He literally bailed us out. He might be the only player that can walk out today with his head held high. Everybody else should be holding their head in shame. And you hope, and I jokingly tweeted out, I was like, you hope this is kind of a stinker of performance just for the players to be like, hey, one more stinker before the window closes just so we can get a couple more guys in. Because that's what that showed today. Today showed that we definitely need a few more signings. One, definitely in those attacking areas, in those wide areas, in my opinion. I think you need that little bit of extra quality, that bit of X factor, that bit of unpredictability. Kudus is great. Xavi Simons, I can't wait to see what he adds to that midfield as well. But I need a little bit of something in that attack. And Odegaard, I thought good cameo today. Coming off the bench, he was very direct. Created a few opportunities. Matthias Tell as well. He had one scissor kick from a Poro cross that I really thought almost went in. He was better today with his cameo as well. And listen, I think Frank, credit to him, in the second half, he did try and change it. He made subs very early. I thought he should have made subs at halftime. But it just wasn't enough. We registered our first shot on target in the 68th minute. I remember Bergvall. First shot on target was the 68th minute. That is insane. Like, we've actually set the low bar for how bad we can perform on the Thomas Frank. I don't want to see this type of performance again. I'll be so honest with you. I don't want to see this type of Tottenham again. Look, first loss of the season. You don't want to be too dramatic. You don't want to have a head loss or whatever. But this was a bit of a red flag in terms of the performances and tactically. I thought that we could have done much better today. We should have done much better. And especially when you're playing at home. Especially when you're coming off the euphoria of the last 24 hours. I need more, lads. I need more. And Thomas Frank, I want more. I want more. Get me one more signing this window if you can, brother. Because this squad is good. It's competitive. But it needs more. And today was not good enough, unfortunately. Defensively, we were lacking. Midfield, awful. Attack, non-existent. It's just poor. Back to front. And thank God Vicario today was feeling like Gigi Buffon, because it could have been so much worse. But Bournemouth, sorry. I feel like they deserve massive credit. I can't lie to you. Anthony Iraola, he always seems to, when he plays us, make it difficult, find a way. And Evan Nilsson today, I thought, good goal. I think he's a very good player. I'm surprised someone hasn't tried to go in for him, try and maybe take him off Bournemouth. But you got to remember, Bournemouth have lost a lot, man. Bournemouth have lost to Bernie, Huijsens, Kirkes, Kepa. Like, they've lost four of their back five. And we somehow still made them look so glorious. Like, they had 18 shots at one point, I remember, in about the 70th minute. It was just poor today, man. Poor today. But it is what it is. No point collectors today. Shout out to Bournemouth. They are the 3-point collectors today. I mean, let's hope we see a better performance against West Ham. Because at the moment, West Ham looking like they might be one of the worst teams in the Premier League. Mohamed Kudus, I need you to rise at next game. This is a game where I'm looking at you, brother. I need you to go and cause damage in that East London stadium. I need you to pull that seat out and sit where you were seated last season. Remind them who you are. And Tottenham, please get me one more player before this window closes, please. Because I need more. I need more. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the game. Let me know your thoughts on who we should bring in before the end of the season. Let me know on performers that were standouts for you today, performers that weren't standouts for you today. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. I will catch you guys on the next video. Till next time, take care.